22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.
And are not afraid to say it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Black Westchester Magazine presents the People Before Politics radio show every Sunday night, 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com. I'm your host, A.J. Woodson, rocking the boards, conducting the, playing the conductor, all that good stuff. Damien K. Jones on hiatus. Cynthia Turnquest Jones is out there doing what she's doing, fighting the power. Shout out to Priscilla Ichi. Got to give her a shout out. If you go to Times Square, you'll see her lovely ad, the Adidas ad that she has out now. I'll make sure I post that up later.
Oh,
beautiful,
I saw
beautiful,
that.
beautiful. Shout out, it's good to see people doing something. You know what I'm saying? Our people that run with us. Shout out to Brenda L. Crump, always holding us down.
What up, Brenda?
Brenda.
We have the lovely Lorraine Lopez in the house.
All right.
And we have Ricky Maxwell in the house.
Yes.
That's it. Oh, just one. Just I'm tunnel vision. I am so excited that Black Westchester is going print for our 3rd anniversary. We should be the next level in a little empire we're trying to build. We have the website, blackwestchester.com, about 75,000 views a month. We got the strong social media exposure. We have the email blast and all that stuff we do. Now we got People Before Politics coming up on this 3-year anniversary. And now with the 3-year anniversary, we're dropping the print edition of Black Westchester, which will be a free monthly 60,000 copies distributed throughout the county. 24 pages, half black and white, half color. Really excited. And for all of y'all who hold us down, for all of you who support us, we could not do this without you. We always say we have the best site and the best radio show, but without the people supporting, it wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? So we appreciate y'all, but a lot of y'all have asked, how can you support? You want to support what we're doing. First and foremost, advertise. Whether you want to advertise your company or, just put a congratulating us for 3-year anniversary, advertise.
Just an ad,
then for the small, mom and pops, people might not, want to advertise, you could always just make a donation if you want. PayPal.me/Black Westchester, and I'll make sure I put that up on the site. But yes, we're very excited, coming close to that. Looking forward to doing some great things, and we also only are as good as you. So a lot of y'all give us information. We couldn't cover half of the things we cover if it wasn't for you. A lot of you contributed pictures and some of y'all even, write some stuff up for the site. We appreciate all of you. So I just wanted to put that out there. So, Lorraine.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's going great. Did
That's
I tell
what's
you
up.
that I have the neighbors from hell?
Uh-oh.
Oh, that sounds like a story there. What's going on with that?
Yo, they're evil.
What part of hell?
The
He said, what
worst
part of hell?
from the deepest depths of hell.
Okay.
Let me tell you what happened. The first day I moved in, you know what they did? They took a skeleton, they put a black hoodie on it, they put a noose around its neck, and they hung it in my living room window.
Oh, that happened to me when I was a kid. At
Yeah.
my parents' house.
You got your mic on?
It's on?
I'm asking you, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That happened to me too. They yep.
They called the ASPCA on me because they said because I had my 4-year-old grandson visiting, and they said that I had dogs in the house and it was a danger to the child, and that the child was in danger. The ASPCA cop officer came over, and all he did was apologize profusely and say,
Well,
"I'm
they
sorry."
basically hating.
Yeah, they hate me.
Oh.
Today, you know what they did? They cut off my path to my own dock.
Yeah, they hating.
And they put an umbrella up, and they put chairs up, and they've taken over my dock in my own
You
backyard.
gotta take pictures of all that. But that's what happens when you move up there with the
Next
white
to
people.
all these white people, I
That's
know.
what happens when you
But
move
I
up
didn't
there.
know white people were that bad. But that's bad. That's really, really bad. But I can't. I don't speak for the rest of the neighbors. The other neighbors are really, really cool. As a matter of fact, I had like 30 of them apologize to me.
Good.
For these
For
evil people.
one idiot.
God.
They saw you
but I'm
come
gonna
in.
beat her ass soon.
No.
She has no idea. I haven't shown her my wrath yet.
No.
I've been real calm.
No,
she
no.
don't know who Lorraine is.
No, it's all right. It all comes back.
You came in
come
there.
on
They were sitting in there talking, oh, there goes the neighborhood.
Now I'm gonna put a giant Puerto Rican flag out the window, all kind of stuff. Yeah.
Just
Puerto
make some a
Rico,
photo.
oh, Puerto Rico.
I'm gonna blast some
oh.
salsa music.
Ricky, what have you been up to, my man?
Oh no, just relaxing. Taking it easy. Can't complain. A lot of things are going on, but mum's the word, and Jesus is good. But with that said, I want
All the
to
time.
give a shout out to New York State Trooper Davis, who was last week going to a domestic call. Anytime an officer is hurt or injured, it's very close to me personally and a lot of us, because me retired on the job and my whole family law enforcement. Davis was en route to a domestic, and he was shot and killed by the individual. Unfortunately, 36 years old. God bless him. God bless him.
He was killed by an army man too.
Yes, yep. A staff sergeant
Isn't
in the
that
army.
something?
Yeah, going to a domestic. That's why they say domestics and star cops are one of the two.
You never know.
Never know when you're going to. So, hearts go out to him. Much love to the family.
Respect, respect.
New York State troopers. Nothing but love and respect.
No doubt. Shout out to OK Freddy's, Mangoville. All the stuff he's been through over the last year, being shut down illegally and all this other stuff. Well, he is relocated across the street, ironically, to the mayor's former campaign office. And the store is bigger and better. Renamed it Mangoville Meat Mart. It has a kitchen inside of it now, where you can order the Mangoville to go. People didn't know he's that Mangoville in the Rochelle.
What's
restaurant.
What's Mangoville? What's that?
Mangoville is a Caribbean restaurant. So Caribbean. This is what I had yesterday.
Oh, that's not.
Yeah.
This is what I had yesterday. Look at the screen. This is what I had yesterday.
Okay. All right.
Is that oxtail?
Yeah.
Come on, son.
And mac and cheese.
I'm not that far.
Respect, right?
So yeah.
Hey.
Shout to them. They relocated across the street. They actually had their grand opening, and I'm happy for. It's a young 36-year-old Jamaican dude.
Yeah, he's a cool cat.
And
Very respectful.
who defies stereotypes. He does not get high.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you would just assume, you see all of them smoking. He don't get high. He's
Nope.
been all about his business. He owns Mangoville Restaurant in the Rochelle.
Okay.
Now,
That's a nice spot.
Mangoville Mangoville Meat Mart in Mount Vernon, and the Mangoville Jerkyard across the street. And then he owns Freddie Soul Mangoville in Harlem. And on top of that, the meat market distributes all of the Caribbean restaurants, a lot of the restaurants and stores throughout Westchester, the Bronx, Harlem. Matter of fact, I was talking to my homeboy. He said his mother-in-law comes from Jersey, and she's almost by Atlantic City, and she gets her meat there. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So like, yo, the dude's a good businessman.
Got fresh cuts.
No, it's fresh.
You
Yeah,
know,
it was good.
good businessman does his thing, and he was illegally, targeted, and he had his grand opening, and it was a beautiful thing. And I want to congratulate them. I spent all day yesterday in the sun, over there yesterday. So.
And if I may, the food is awesome. Awesome.
I'm hungry.
Oh, it's good.
I want some oxtails.
Oh, they got them, and
I know, 'cause you ate them yesterday.
jerk chicken, the jerk chicken, jerk pork, all that, whatever you, they got it. They definitely got it. So,
I got it stuff. Yep.
So I wanted to, give them a shout out. That's what I did yesterday. Also Thursday. So 2 things Thursday. The Mount Vernon Library has been the central library in Westchester County.
Central library status.
Status, right. Since 1958. And the board of Westchester Library Systems in I think it was May or April, they were going to actually have a vote to change that. The word got out in their office in Elmsford. The word got out. About 50 or so or more Mount Vernonites came through. People like Senator Ruth Hassel Thompson.
Yeah. Andrea was there?
No, not for this one. County Legislator Lyndon Williams and several other people. They spoke passionately about it, and it caught the Westchester Library System off guard because they claimed that they weren't making a decision that night, but that was item 1 on their agenda to vote. So they had to pass the vote off to September and put a subcommittee to study. So Thursday, they had a study subcommittee meeting with the community. Now, when I say the community came out, the community standing room only is under this is what it looked like. This there were people, and that's only part of the room. You're not even getting the whole room. Right. The whole hallway outside.
Is that Gary Pretlow?
Yes.
All right.
Mayor Davis was there. And the whole hallway outside is full, and people are actually standing.
Oh yeah, you can see them.
And people are actually standing outside of the building. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
So basically, they came out and they basically fought for the library and what it is. And Gary Pretlow exposed them. He said, I deal with everybody, through the state. What it is some white communities who have spent some money on their libraries now feel like they should have the status. It's not that Mount Vernon isn't doing anything, because it showed that, people spoke. This is one lady, she's from Switzerland. She was with whatever the Switzerland government, whatever, and now she moved she's in Mount Vernon, and there's several people who talked about stuff they couldn't find nowhere else. There was one guy, he said he went to John Jay, and when he had to do his papers, there was stuff that he couldn't find in the John Jay Law Library, and he had to come back home to Mount Vernon to get, you know what I'm saying? So they had research library, they got the law library, they got all of this things that are the requirements to have the status, but they wanted to move it, and all the residents were like, so why is this even an option? So basically they came out strong. At least 50 people spoke. Judge Nichelle Johnson, she heard about it. She came through. Everybody.
Hey, was the mayor there?
The former mayor Ernie Davis was there.
I'm talking about the other one.
The current mayor was not there. His brother, who is running for city council on the Republican ticket, Stephen Butch Thomas.
Stephen Butch Thomas.
He was there. and several other candidates that were running. But bottom line is, the most important thing this is, and you hear me, and you read Black Westchester, Mount Vernon has too many infighting. There's groups that can't get along. It's like Bloods and Crips. It's like political groups against political groups. It's everything. But this night, no matter what, everybody left their political agenda outside the door, their north side, south side outside the door,
Unity.
whatever it was,
Right.
everybody there was like, yo, you are not taking our library.
That's
and they
the way it's
fought as
supposed to
one
be.
Mount Vernon.
Yep.
And what the city,
That's what's up.
what the government, what City Hall is not able to do, and what nobody's been able to do, bring Mount Vernon together, none of our leaders, the library that they have in the day, has brought that together.
Good.
And it was a beautiful, beautiful
Maybe it's a starting point.
experience. And it was, well, earlier that day I was at I was at City Hall, and the city council and the controller were announcing the purchase of a couple of big pieces of machinery for the sewer systems. They approved it, and another $2.1 million to clean the sewers and all that. And the mayor was standing there with them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With a jar of sewage in his hand to show you what it looked like. And it showed that and it was something. Then they announced the newly appointed ethics board members, the taxi commission members, and the cable TV advisory board members. And the city council stepped up. The controller worked with them. The mayor worked with them in some of this aspect. And, the mayor who was always throwing them under the bus, and they're always being accused of trying to stop the mayor from doing anything. Even if it was for that moment of the press conference earlier that day, it was good to see them all standing together. So hopefully
That's a good
we
sign,
can
though.
we can build. Well, I mean, you know what? Even if I don't like you, if you're voting, listen. Even if I don't like you, if I don't like you, but you're voting for what I want,
Exactly.
I'm gonna stand with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So let's see next week when it comes to hopefully the infighting. So I just wanted to bring all that up. That's my little what's going on in Mount Vernon type stuff. So, Lorraine, would you like to introduce our guests?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is Carmen Gomez Goldberg, who is running for county legislator in the 16th district here in Yonkers, New York.
Yes.
Welcome, Carmen.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, and congratulations on your anniversary. Okay, and thank you for actually bringing awareness to the people of everything that's going on in our county.
Yes,
We
yes.
truly appreciate that.
I mean, and that's why we started Black Westchester, hopefully to be that voice that has been missing.
Yes.
So hopefully we're doing part of we're doing our part to combat that a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What?
Okay, no, go ahead.
Oh, would you want me to start off?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Wait, you said running for county legislator.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Ken Jenkins' seat? No, that's the other seat. That's Ken Jenkins'
Yes,
seat.
that's
Okay.
Ken
Okay, I always like to
Jenkins' seat.
identify
Yes.
people. Sometimes, literally, seriously, you saw some 15 districts, 16. What the hell is that? Like,
It's
what I'm saying?
literally
So-
right around the corner from the studio.
Oh, okay. But then you say Ken Jenkins' seat. Oh,
Okay.
okay. They get it. So I try to break it down sometimes for people.
What was her name? Nicole Benjamin?
Yes.
Okay, Nicole Benjamin, Christopher Johnson, Simmer Brandon, and Carmen Gomez Goldberg are all running for the same seat. It's going to be a four-way primary in September. Is
Okay.
it a four-way? Everybody's a Democrat,
it's a
am I
four-way
correct?
primary.
Okay.
Okay.
Now Nicole's been on the show. Chris said
Chris
he's
will be here
coming-
next week.
Chris will be here next week. Okay, she made our schedule, as you can tell. I was gonna say he's scheduled to come soon. That's what I was about to say. I haven't reached.
Simmer Brandon is coming as well. She's coming the following week.
Okay, well there you go. See, that's why I told her to talk. Now you understand why. Because I have to give Lorraine a shout. Damon took a hiatus. Me and Damon started the show together. Damon had to handle other things. We've talked about it on and off air. Those who know him know, what's what it is. And we had a little gap. Cynthia Turnquest Jones had kind of dropped out from being a consistent co-host because she was handling some stuff, and some of the stuff reached a little too close to home. You know what I'm saying? With the Mount Vernon politics, she got to see these people every day. So I can understand her, backing off, and she felt that it was more dealing with more of the politics than the people. It was supposed to be people before politics. So we were left with, we were trying to find, we've had a few co-hosts. Juanita Lewis has filled in a little bit. Brenda's filled in. And a couple of other people have filled in. But when Damon dropped, and Dr. Bob Baskerville, he stepped up big time.
Oh yeah.
He's with his family. I think he talked about dealing with his son or something the other day. He's dealing with you got the grown son just went to college. It's that difficult time to navigate, and so he's dealing with that. So he's handling that, but he held us down. But Lorraine came in and has been a ray of sunshine.
Because she's the queen of the comeback.
That's right.
Yeah. And then, once she was like, oh, so-and-so wants to come on, so-and-so wants to come on, she's taking over the scheduling. Like, see, a lot of people don't know, Damon works full-time. Like, this is me full-time. So I am like the editor-in-chief, the editorial department. I am the marketing department. I am the social media department. Whether I want to be, I'm the advertising department. I'm the producer of the show. Like, so.
Editor, everything.
I can't take on so many things. You can't do everything and do it well. So stuff like scheduling, if I ain't got to worry about that, like that's just a load off my mind. And then, Damon handles some stuff, and I've just pushed that. I don't have to think about that. That's just a load off my mind. So for all the people that hold us down, but Lorraine has come in and held us down, has been a ray of sunshine, has been another voice on the show because she's friends with some people we're not.
Because I'm a Republicana.
She supports some people who I don't. So and it's cool that we can have those kind of conversations because
respect.
That's what we need.
Yes.
You don't see that. You used to see that a little bit on the MSNBCs and stuff like that, but now it's kind of like
we agree to disagree.
No, but it's more like they'll have the one Republican and the 8 Democrats to beat them up, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a conversation, or they don't agree to disagree. They talk over each other. So it's good to have different views. It broadens the show. So I just want to give Lorraine her shout.
Thank you
for holding us down.
Appreciate it. It's an honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine.
She fit right in.
You're welcome, man.
She came right in and was like, bang, like
Para bing.
Yeah.
And by the way, I was told by AJ and DK to make sure Lorraine is taken care of. So I'm just letting everybody know I'm doing my best.
You hear that, people? You hear that, people? Yes, he is. She is. And he gave me 3 donuts the other day. And I was like, no. I sat down and watched the news and all 3 of them were gone before commercial. And I cursed you out.
Sweets for the sweet.
Huh.
So let me start questions. Well, first of all, foremost, what's your experience? What made you decide to run for this position? And why should people vote for you? I mean, let's start there. And pull your mic a little closer to you. Face it moves, so everybody can make sure we hear and get everything.
Thank you. Well, I've been a resident of Yonkers for 35 years. I have raised 5 children in the city of Yonkers. Okay. I have been from PTA president all the way to founding certain organizations. For the first time, I founded the Yonkers Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Okay. I've been president of the Puerto Rican Parade. I have also been part of the census, working with Lorraine Lopez to ensure that people are counted, because it's very important that people are counted.
Okay.
In order to get the proper funding for the city of Yonkers. Okay. I've also I'm on the Parks Board. I've been in a lot of the community, and it was only natural to seek elected office. Before I made a decision to run for this office, I called Ken Jenkins, who has been a mentor and a friend. And I asked him, should I run? And he said, absolutely. He says it's an open seat. Everyone is welcome. It's an opportunity seat. Okay, go ahead and run. And after meeting with several neighbors and colleagues and also leaders in the community, then I made a decision to continue on and run for the seat.
Now, what, Ken's been there for a while. He's moving on to try to run for a county executive
Right.
for the Rob Astorino seat.
AJ, wait. I have to ask this.
Go ahead.
If Ken loses and my boy Rob wins again, right? What happens to Ken?
Not like
He doesn't get his seat back, right?
Case in
Could he
point,
vacated it?
No. Yeah, once you, case in point, I'll speak about what happened. In 2015, both Deborah Reynolds and Richard Thomas were city council persons. They didn't rerun for their seat. Instead, they ran for mayor. So, Richard Thomas won mayor, and Deborah Reynolds doesn't have anything because she didn't rerun for her seat. You know what I'm saying? It's not like because the seat was over. If it was in the middle of his term, and he lost. Case in point, Rob Astorino ran for governor in the middle of his term. He lost, but he still retained his seat because it was the middle of his term. In this situation, it's the end of Ken's term, so he would either have to rerun for that seat, or he's running for another seat. So if he was to lose, then he's without a seat.
He's at Apple.
Yeah. He'll be doing things behind the scenes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And shout out to Ken, who is a Yonkers County legislator who came and spoke highly in favor of the Mount Vernon Library keeping its central library status.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like he
Big
didn't
ups
have
to
to.
Ken Jenkins.
Like
That's why y'all gotta vote for him in the primary, folks.
Yeah, he came through. Of course, Lyndon and David. I forget his last name. The new guy that covers Fleetwood and the Yonkers. But Ken was Yonkers.
David, the young kid, what's his name?
Yeah.
David Tubiolo.
Yeah. They spoke because they both cover Mount Vernon, but Ken spoke from Yonkers. You know what I'm saying? Like on how important it is for Mount Vernon to keep the central library status.
Because he's the county leader.
Yeah. So that was just a good look.
But that shows his leadership.
Yeah. He's all over the place.
Jenkins.
Always has been.
Yeah, Jenkins is the man. Tell you.
So that's very interesting. So what? Another question on that was
That was it.
Okay. So what? A lot of times when people are running for a seat someone else had, they'll usually either have one of two perspectives. This stuff was not getting done, and that's why I'm running. This is what I plan on doing, or I want to further that person's vision.
The continuation.
What? How does that with you?
I want to build on what Ken Jenkins has left, the legacy he has left in the city of Yonkers.
Okay.
He has been a really good legislator. There is so much. This is like a liquid position. Once you're in a seat, a lot of things happen during the course of the year. So nobody could say this issue is more important than the other, because as a sitting county legislator, okay, you're making decision for the entire county, but you have to remember who you represent. Right. You represent the 56,000 people that got you elected or that you are representing in your district. So you always have to remember that following his legacy, but also doing the best for the people, what the people need is what you're going to vote for. No matter what you're voting for in the county, always remember the needs of your community and the needs of your city. And that's what you're there for, to work alongside, reach across the aisle if you have to, in a much more unified, because I'm a bridge builder. And those who know me, they understand that I've always bridged, and that I always want to make sure that if we got to come to a decision, people know why I come to the decision. And listen to your constituents. Listen to their needs. Listen to what is it that they want. Listen what is it that they in reality expect of you. Once you understand your expectations and your needs, and then you could be that strong voice that is needed at the legislator's office.
Okay, I have two questions, AJ.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now Nicole Benjamin, when she was here, she said she worked for the county. I asked her 3 times who did she work for, but she never really answered that question. Now, I know she works for Rob Astorino and she works with Phil Gill. I also know that Christopher Johnson works for Andrea Stewart Cousins. I also know Simmer Brandon works for Andrea Stewart Cousins. So Andrea
Now,
Stewart
that part I
Cousins.
didn't know. The last one I didn't know.
Yeah, Andrea got 2 horses in this race. Who are you with?
I am not with anyone. I'm running a people's campaign. I am not the party supporter. I do not work for government. Okay, I never have.
Never have. Okay.
And I want to actually represent the people. I don't speak ill of the contestant because I do respect them in some kind of a way. But I do tell you this. Chris Johnson still has 2 more years in the city council. He was voted in for 4. He still has a lot of projects that still needs his attention.
That's Spring Avenue.
I mean, mostly everyone is expecting him to actually finish what you started. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? But I like Chris. We are friends. Nicole, she does work for the county. She does work with Phil Jill.
I knew it.
She does work for the Department of Social Service. She is young, and I do, as a mother of almost girls her age, I am not going to speak ill of her because I don't do that. That's not who I am. And Simmer Brandon has been a city council person before. She has worked at the county before. She is still working with the senator's office. She is actually representative of the community affairs office. And basically, she is actually the Democratic nominee on this race.
Cool.
Simmer Brandon.
Okay.
You got to stop being so nice.
But I don't represent. One thing I have to tell you, I don't represent the party. I don't believe in the party. I believe there should be the people. If we continue to go on with what the party's mission is, no one will ever be able to have an opportunity to run for office and make a difference, and make a true difference with their constituents. That's the way I feel. I think I'm basing my campaign as an individual and based on issues.
Couple of quick shout. Damon K. Jones wants to thank everybody for watching the show.
Hi, Damon.
Said great show as always. Larry Jarrett said talk to us. I'm not sure who he put that to. And Jonathan Newton, the National Association Against Police Brutality, says shouts from D.C. He's listening.
Shout out, Mr. Jonathan.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
D.C.
Shout to Anthony Old School Mitchell.
Oh, yes.
Shout to Priscilla Ichi. We just talked about her and her fabulous Times Square ad for Adidas.
Superstar.
We're trying to get her to get Adidas to advertise. Shout to Sandy Barnaby for the Anti-Racism Alliance. And I guess she heard me talking about advertising, and she said, I'll advertise. So shout to Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
Love Sandy B. And everybody else who's tuned in. Anybody who's listening who may have questions, please feel free to type them in the Facebook Live chat box under either my page, Damon's page, or the People Before Politics page. And we also have 2 other people who entered the room. We have singer Irene Renee. Did I say your name right? Did I say it right? Oh, because I was like, oh. So I just wanted to give her a shout out. I watched the video for what is the new video? I forget. Oh, love it.
She forgives you for that too, by the way.
Yeah, there you go. And I was watching and doing one of the entertainment pieces for the paper. Atlantic Star was on the show, and they got since then they've got honored with Atlantic Star Way, the street in Greenburgh, and
in Greenburgh?
Yeah,
How
they're from
cool
Greenburgh.
is
Yeah.
that?
So I was listening to the show to write stuff up for the entertainment spotlight for Black Westchester, and then I saw that you had called. It was like, yo, we were talking about how she opened up for Atlantic Star, and Damon was like, yo, you got artists and you don't never bring them on. I was like, yo, he's been trying to bring them on. We had a opening. Peekskill Councilman Andre Rainey was not able to make it because of family situations or whatever. He's going to try to reschedule. And I called Glenn. I was like, oh, I got an opening. He's like, just let me know. And they're here. So just wanted to let you know who's in the room. We're going to get to them after we finish.
Interrogating Carmen.
There you go. She said interrogating. So, what do you want the people to know about you?
I want to make the record clear.
Okay. Yep, make it clear.
I want to clear it out because I was a little bit sort of last time I was watching the show when Nicole was here.
That would have been my second question, I bet.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I'll wait for you to ask.
No. Go ahead.
No, you started. Okay. You're on a roll, girl.
So basically, 7 years ago, or 8 years ago, actually, to be exact, I was a former Republican.
That was
And
my question.
in life, as we go through the stages of life, things change in our lives. Things matter. Ideologies are not the same. 7 years ago, I came back home to what my father still states to say, he's 83 years old, to the party you were born with. So I came back as a Democrat. The Democratic Party is supposed to be the party of acceptance, the party of understanding.
The people.
Okay, and the people's party and the people's voice. And since I came back into the party, and I have worked with many to get elected, one of them is Michael Sabatino, Shelley Myers, Clinton Young, who happens to be an advisor in my campaign.
Former mayor of
and
Mount Vernon
former
and former
county legislator.
Matter of fact, his name is on, just for people history, the big Martin Luther King statue.
And I got the award.
Really?
He has a plaque on the side of the bottom with a quote from him.
I got that.
I didn't know that was
Yeah.
cool. That's so cool.
A lot of people don't know. That's why I brought
And
that
when
up.
they put the statue, I got the award for the Martin Luther King Award
Oh.
for my stances and justices.
Okay.
My stances
Yeah,
and
they're good
equality.
friends.
So basically, I got that award. So what I'm trying to say is that this party has decided to punish me, not to accept me, not to understand, and
The Democratic Party.
the Democratic Party. But
Okay,
it's supposed to be the party of acceptance.
Well, I got.
And I'm still being cremated for something that happened 8 years ago.
But Ken told you to run, right?
Can I say
Ken?
something?
Yeah.
Can I say
Ken is a
something?
friend.
But we had no problem with Janet DeFiore, the
Exactly.
former Westchester DA, who was a Republican, who was a Democrat in name only, because it's a Democratic area.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But was a diehard Republican. We had no problem keep putting her in office and re-electing her in office. And now she's what?
Yeah, I worked her campaign.
There you go.
Court of Appeals.
Oh, you worked the Court of Appeals?
No,
Oh.
I worked with her campaign when she ran for DA.
Uh,
What? Hey, that's why I'm here.
But one of the things that I just want to say that Lorraine taught me, because Lorraine and I, we worked together on many things, many times on the same side, many times not on the same side.
A lot of times not on
Okay.
the same side.
But one of the things that she said, if you believe in something and you think you could do it and you want to run and you're a woman, go and run. And I just want to give her the credit for teaching me that a couple of years back when she was our leader, when she...
I'm still a leader,
and she
lady.
still has when she was our leader
At City Hall.
City Hall.
Yeah, it's funny.
And not only that, she still has a legacy. And so I want to thank you for that, because that has given me strength.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. And AJ, for the record, if you go to the Yonkers Public Library and you look at the bronze plaque, you're going to see my name up there, too. And then a couple of
Which
schools.
library? The Riverfront?
Yes.
I love that library.
Yeah,
We had a lot of
and you
meetings.
ain't never
We had
looked
it-
at my name, right? Next time, bring a crayon and paper, and then you know how they do when we were little kids?
I've gone there for several meetings. Police, community, counter relations.
And the
type
stop and shake
meetings.
and stuff like that?
Stop and shake and stuff like that. So been several meetings and a couple other meetings. They've all been held in different rooms at the Riverfront. I like that library. Yeah. Definitely a good.
Scott, let me ask you, if you don't mind, what, as you being legislator, what's the one or two things you would like to change, if anything?
I would like to be a stronger voice on what they call the opioid epidemic, which is not really an epidemic. It's been here all along.
Thank you.
It's just that it affected several families, and now it has become an epidemic.
Thank you.
Because now the white
And
people
You got my
are
vote.
getting affected, and so therefore.
Well, same thing with the.
But
with
they
the-
don't call. But they don't
Same-
call it an because they call it they're having issues and
Well,
stuff like
same
that.
thing
You
with
know.
the war on drugs back in the days. It was when crack was in the black community. It was just crack. But when
Right.
when white kids, senator kids, started getting cracked out, then it was like, oh, we got a war on
We
drugs.
need help.
Yeah.
We need help.
Because it's affecting the suburbs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
I'm sorry.
affecting our youth.
Yes.
And instead of making sure that these doctors, every time, if a child plays football, gets injured, or plays basketball, gets injured, and they're over medicated and they get addicted to the pills, well, no one is looking after these doctors. Nobody is saying, what are you doing? There needs to be much more, and I think the county started to do some of the programs, but they're forgetting where it's starting. It's starting by all means, and it happens to be that almost 4 years, July 19, I buried my child, not from an opioid epidemic, but from an enlarged heart. And every week I get a call from a mother, I'm burying my son because he overdosed. Okay, and I don't want any more mothers to bury their children anymore. And this county
sad.
continuing to say, well, we just approved something on synthetic drugs. That is not the issue. Put these mothers all in a room, develop the correct task force, go after the doctors that are overprescribing, and do something about it. And even continue to pay drug treatments, because what happens is that they don't want to treat it, they don't want to pay anymore,
Right.
and they don't finish that drug treatment.
Even though
I
they consider
myself,
it a disease,
even
still
though
don't
they
wanna
call it
pay.
a disease, they don't want to pay it.
Yes.
So that's one of my biggest
That's going to be a
problems.
huge factor with the so-called Trump care, too.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. And then
over.
and then one of the other things that I really am concerned about is when we talk about affordable housing or homelessness, okay? When we build, okay, and we make a contract with developments, do you realize how much that was going to affect the neighborhood that they're building in? Do they make a decision and to say,
Gentrification.
okay, you're gentrifying, but you're also putting people out? Or what is it that you're trying to do to this neighborhood? It seems to me like the rich is getting richer, the poor is getting poorer.
No, the
They
poor
killed-
get the
Okay.
poor getting
And
homeless.
there's-
They
They're
killed,
getting homeless.
and they killed the middle class.
No middle
There's
class.
Okay.
class.
And
There's,
then-
there's rich or poor.
that's it.
That's it.
Like people say, well, I'm middle class. No, there's rich, there's
And
poor,
poor.
and there's poorer.
Poor. Exactly.
That's,
And
that's
my-
real talk.
Yeah, and my biggest problem, in all honesty, is that even if you have a homeless shelter, which the county dumps on other cities, what are you doing inside those homeless shelters to provide them with the help they need, to be
resources,
able
yes.
to get a job,
Yes.
to be able to do? They're not doing enough.
We have a friend of the show, Laura Case. She's a homelessness advocate. She's written several articles on homelessness in Yonkers and homelessness in Westchester. And she's on the show one day, and she was like, I can't get in touch with nobody in City Hall, this, that, and other. So we called Chris. And, you know,
Christopher
and
Johnson.
and had her ask the questions directly, you know,
Yeah.
to the show. And
Because
I
AJ's
think-
cool
I think-
like
I
that.
think we tried, they tried to work on something, but she's educated me a lot on the homelessness. And I keep bringing this up. She educated me on what they call the working homeless.
Yes.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Oh,
These
yeah.
are people who no longer have homes. They have jobs. Their kids go to school,
Yeah.
but they don't have nowhere to live.
But they have nowhere to live.
And there's and we think homeless, we think, drug addicts
Right.
and
Or sleeping in a car
Yeah,
or-
they're a working homeless, and it's growing and growing, especially in Westchester and areas like Mount Vernon and Yonkers, and
They're being priced out.
Yeah,
Can't
they're
afford-
being priced. They can't afford it.
rent.
It cannot.
You know,
And the last thing I want to say, Astorino keeps talking about bringing in a zero budget. The only way to bring in a zero budget when there's cost of living going up every year is to then cut things. In Mount Vernon, we lost the probation office. The homeless shelters have gotten several cuts. You know what I'm saying? So you're cutting the services, but Mount Vernon and Yonkers have been dumping grounds for everything they don't want nowhere else in the rest of the county. You know what I'm saying? But then you cut the services, though.
The
you're
services are
saying-
cut. There's no money for mental illness. Okay, they're being put out on the street. and a lot of them are part of this homeless shelter. So and there's nobody really superseeing this. There is no other office saying, okay, what are you doing? Why are you dumping? Why are you saying it's just a bed? It's not just a bed.
Well, the mayor's cousin, Steve, told me that he's in charge of the homelessness in Yonkers and that there is no homeless.
I like to talk to him.
And by the way, this guy Steve works for DPW, and he's in charge of the homeless appointed by the mayor.
Well, the sharing community.
This is Yonkers, Mayor Spano. Right?
Yeah, Mayor Spano. Mayor Spano. Michael Spano.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the sharing community, it does exist, and it's being moved now to the old Yonkers General. My point is that where are the programs to help them? It's not just giving them a bed and saying you have a place to stay, you have a place to sleep. What are you doing with this? Where's the money?
You want to increase the
So I want to increase, be proactive,
preventive.
and preventive.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Preventive
Damon,
measure.
if he was here, he's 28 years in Westchester County of Corrections, and he said the more they cut these programs and they close these psychiatric wards or these places, he said they're turning
They flooding the prisons.
they're flooding the prison and turning it into the Arkham Asylum. Remember Batman?
Yeah.
They literally turning it into the Arkham Asylum.
Actually, I'm glad that you said that because I was endorsed by the Westchester Hispanic Law Enforcement.
Okay.
Shout out to
Right.
Hector.
Hector Lope, and he's on vacation now, but that's one of the things that we have on the agenda to discuss when he gets back. And I told him I would like to go and visit. How can I visit to see what's going on, okay, with some of the people that are turning out in the jail cells, that are part of the homeless shelter or that were not able to get the help that they need. That's right on top of the agenda.
Okay.
Well, Yonkers General does have some services, but if you say they're moving everyone from the sharing community,
Yeah.
what they're doing is they're moving everyone to Christopher Johnson's district. You know what I'm saying? So
And
they're
he-
just dumping them in the minority community. Come
As
on
always.
now.
As
And he-
always.
That's all it is. They're just moving them from
one
point A to
side.
point B so that they can develop in A.
And some of the things that Laura had brought up to him, she did, because I told him if she calls me and tells me she hasn't heard from you in a month, I'm going to get you. So, she kept me informed on what was, and he kept me informed. They were actually trying to get some legislation, but everybody else was blocking. It was just him, and the rest of the council
They put in committee.
wasn't having it. So.
Yeah, Mount Vernon got a new program for they catch you in the street, urinating in the streets. They want to send you to jail.
What did
Yeah,
they call you? What do
quality
they
of life,
call
the
you if
quality
you?
of life.
No. But what did they call
Dirtbag.
that?
Dirtbag.
Yeah, we had a very
Heated.
very heated conversation on that
Right.
about him using the word dirtbag and
Dirtbag,
calling
yeah.
and people and because Dr. Bob, first off, Hector Santiago, what's the call-in number? Is 718-705-4959. But yeah, Dr. Bob's perception was dirtbag. We got a lot of dirtbags in the higher levels. You know what I'm saying? We need to get rid of them, and that'll do more to clean up the city than arresting people urinating on the sidewalk. Not to say that that's a good thing and people should be doing that, but you know what I'm saying? Either you're going to go after all low-level crimes, you're going to go after the dogs that the people don't clean up behind their dogs. You're going to go
Littering.
after all or you know what I'm saying? Or you're not. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be...
You worried about that? You need to put some street lights in Mount Vernon. All right? You worried about people urinating on the street? You worried about crime? Add some street lights. Put some street lights in Mount Vernon.
Go to the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere they can go to the bathroom because homeless. You know what I'm saying? The homeless shelter puts
In
you
the
out
parks,
a certain
yeah.
time, then you can't use the bathroom. So a lot of these places in Mount Vernon, the restaurants ain't gonna let you in there unless
Exactly.
you spend your money. So they need
And everybody can't go to Dunkin' Donuts on Gramerton, so. But Laura also talked about, and I don't remember which of the shelters it was, but they weren't letting. There was no the showers and stuff didn't work, so. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think that
So
was
when
the
they do-
sharing community.
Right,
Yeah.
Sharing
So before
community.
they put them out, they couldn't even clean up and nothing because they. So where did they go? Now they got to go somewhere else. They got to go somewhere else to wash up now. Because none of the showers and none of that was.
Because
working.
they're all counting just that bed just to sleep over the night.
Right.
Okay, they're not counting everything else that they need to feel like they're a person.
And it's not even a bed. They're like those cops, those
Yeah,
like
it's not even a
cheap
bed.
cops that are very uncomfortable.
I just feel like there's no human side to it. And there should be a more human side, a more caring side.
That's this country as a whole.
Yeah.
The human side has diminished in regards
Right.
to how this country looks at individuals, and it's a shame.
It's true.
It's a shame.
Absolutely. I'm trying to solve a couple of things. People are telling me stuff. They said something was wrong with the call-in number, so I was trying to figure that out. I'm glad to hear that because, like I said, through her, I've been educated a lot through. And I'm being educated more. You know, people think I know it all because I learn so much from every story I do. Because it's every story I have to do research. So yeah, I learn all of these things that the average person doesn't really, get to hear or see every day. So. I've learned. I didn't realize. I know. See, in Westchester County, when you have Westchester County is one of the wealthiest counties in the country.
In the nation, yeah.
Here in the country.
And there is a big part going up. That is very wealthy. And you have 3 of the 4 professional sport commissioners that live here. Mm-hmm. And Obama's first cabinet. Half or a third of them lived in Westchester.
Hillary lives here.
Yeah,
Yes,
in Chappaqua, with the I keep saying
Call
with the
me
with the
Richard.
with the 0.0003% black people, which is Vanessa Williams' family. I don't know if anybody else lived there, but her and her family make up that 0.0003% black people.
So how do you explain that on a county that pays the highest taxes, okay, it is still poverty, there is still lack of housing, there is a homeless problem, and no one wants to talk about it.
'Cause it's
And
not
no one
affecting
wants
them.
to do something.
It's not affecting
Well,
those higher ups.
they act like homelessness doesn't exist. They act like
I was told it didn't exist.
Community Voices Heard held a big forum in White Plains, I think a year or 2 ago. They invited the county executive and all the county legislators. And I got to pull up the story because the best thing for that story was the front row was nothing but empty seats that said reserved for county legislators.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I did.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like that spoke and then Astorino did have someone read a sorry excuse for a letter. Like nobody received that letter. It was like, yo, you might as well have not sent anything. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like the county doesn't believe. They act like poverty and homelessness do not exist.
You know
And
what?
it's because it does not exist where they are.
In their
And
neighborhoods.
even with the affordable housing is supposed to be a certain amount in every of the 43 municipalities. You know what I'm saying? So now Astorino had made a comment like it has to be whatever percentage of the county it is. Mount Vernon and Yonkers have that all by itself. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of the county, like you said, Chappaqua and all of them, they don't want none of that in their cities, and they fight.
The leadership is just sweeping everything under the rug.
And
Thinking it's not going to go away. It's not going to go. It's going to. You got to do something. It's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better.
Well, it's gonna bite them in the butt.
Oh yeah.
So
hopefully soon.
At some point, it's going to affect everybody's quality of life.
Yeah.
The one thing that Rob Astorino did that disappointed me, the one thing was when...
Only one? Okay, I'm sorry.
Only one, because Rob is the man. Okay. Kill me later. When Carmen mentioned the synthetic drugs, when they did that law with K2, synthetic drugs, that was a big issue in Yonkers, and I'm sure it was in Mount Vernon and Greenberg in the southern Westchester area.
And the Department of Corrections in Valhalla.
Really?
Yeah, there was people dying in Valhalla off the K2.
Dying of K2.
Holy cow. When he did his press conference, he did it in Rye, surrounded by 3 little white kids. And I was like, what the hell is he doing? What? These kids have no idea. Nobody in Rye even knows what it is. Why do it there? That was the one thing that disappointed
But
me.
believe it or not, the people in Rye know what it is.
I
They
bet
know.
you they're smoking it.
Yeah, they all know. Scarsdale, Rye, Chappaqua, they all know. You understand? But the police don't police in those areas and make arrests for those type of crimes.
Well,
They
even
know.
even in Mount Vernon, a former police officer who wanted to remain anonymous, he said there's a difference between the way whites and blacks. This is right after the Ray Nat Turner situation.
Yeah.
The way whites and blacks are arrested. If Ray Nat Turner was white, she would have been given a disappearance ticket, and she would have went home. You understand what I'm saying? It was 5 crab legs. Like, I mean, this was not
Wow.
a major. That's what she got arrested for stealing 5 crab legs from
a DAT.
Restaurant Depot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she should have been given a DAT. And not only that, when they saw something was wrong with her, they took her to the hospital. They should have given her DAT. If they didn't give it to her yet, given it to her there. The officer should, and left her there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She lived right around the corner from the hospital. But he was saying there's been times where, and he's like, white kids can come in an expensive car with drugs in the trunk and the whole nine, and their daddy will come down, and
Right.
some of the white big officers will come through, and they will give them ROR or DAT, and they won't spend the weekend in jail.
I got an
You know what I'm saying?
RR the other day.
Where a black person peeing on the sidewalk at this point, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is going to get arrested and they're going to spend the whole weekend in jail until they see the court. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's difference, and there's a big difference just in the city of Mount Vernon on how they are arrested and processed.
Oh yeah, and that's throughout the whole state.
That's the problem, because the problem is, if you got money, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter what you do. Because I used to work for a company that 2 people died in manholes. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Since they got billions and billions of dollars, nobody did a proper investigation, because if they had investigated that properly, they would have found that the company committed manslaughter, 2 counts.
Real
Wow.
quick, changing the subject. We haven't did an update with you. Can you give an update? Can you just briefly explain what happened for the people that don't know, and give an update if there is any update?
Yeah, well, what happened was one night me and Miss Irene was out coming from dinner, and we was outside the car because I was getting tired from the traffic, so we was gonna switch drivers, and the police pulled up on me and was like, get back in the car and follow me. So I did that, pulled up where he was at. Went to his car and got this machine and said, blowing this, and I was like, for what? He said, because you smell like you have alcohol on your breath. I said, well, I don't feel like blowing. So they arrested me, took me in, which I took the test, I passed. They issued me a ticket, a 1149B, which means refusing to blow on the breathalyzer after you had an accident that killed somebody. I worked for Con Edison for 32 years. They terminated me for that ticket.
Wow.
Con Edison used their MRO doctor to commit fraud against me, using the DOT regulations that is prohibited to use. He was prohibited to use it. But DOT, I reported to DOT. DOT ain't doing nothing because they're a billionaire. Con Edison is just like Donald Trump. They is not going to do nothing against them. With all the evidence I presented to them, they ain't doing nothing. DOT refused to do anything. They even allowed the police officer that I went to court, won that case. Judge Blackwood threw it out. Con Edison subpoenaed that police officer. I'm trying to get my job back from arbitration. Con Edison subpoenaed that police officer to come testify against me after he lost the case already. And they used that against me. You know what I'm saying? And they brought that dismissed evidence to my arbitration case.
Wow.
I'm still out of work. 32 years on that job.
Amazing.
So is there any? I don't know if there's any update or recourse that you at this. What are you doing now? Is there any?
What I'm doing now?
You're still
Trying
fighting
to
it. I
find
mean, you're
his
still
job
fighting.
back.
No. I mean, are you still fighting it? Is there a lawsuit or what?
Yeah, this case still open right now.
You have legal. You have legal behind you. Attorneys.
Every place I go, they, what I'm saying, fighting against Con Ed is like I said, fighting against Donald Trump. You know what I'm
Talk
saying?
to me when you're done, brother.
All right,
All right.
I got you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
There's some people that are not afraid to fight. Good attorneys out there.
Trust me.
Well,
Good attorneys out there.
I always advise
and
people.
dealing with the county. I'm sorry to cut you,
Okay,
so
go.
talk to me.
Yeah.
Michael Sussman is
I
one.
always, well, with the exception of the Michael Sussmans of the world, I always advise everybody in Westchester County to get a
To go
lawyer
outside.
of Westchester
Yes.
County.
Do not get a lawyer.
A lawyer that
in
don't have no
Westchester County.
ties to nobody in Westchester County,
Right.
don't care about nobody in Westchester County, don't owe nobody in Westchester County. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you really want to, be real. You go outside and get and bring them here.
Because the lawyers, the judges, they all allegiance with the officials and it's never don't.
They
deal
all
with
go
Westchester
to the
County.
same fundraiser.
Exactly.
So I don't want to, and I don't want to
That's
diminish your
sad.
time. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you want people to know? And how can people? Is there a website? Is there social media? Maybe people heard something they want to know more, or they want to be part of the campaign, or donate or something. Or?
Absolutely. I have a website. It's Yonkers for Gomez Goldberg. .com, and my Facebook page is Elect Carmen Gomez Goldberg.
Okay.
And you could always reach us by telephone 914-804-8903. I am not afraid to give out my phone number because the most important thing for me
You just
is
gave it out to
listen-
people in D.C. and
is
everything.
to listen to the people. Listen to what the people have to say. It's very important. Sometimes people get elected and they only come back after 2 years when they're going for re-election. I want to stay in touch with the people. As I've been knocking on doors, that's the promise I made to them, and that's the promise I am going to keep.
It's just funny. One person who comes through the show occasionally, and never when he's running, just because. Paul Feiner, the town supervisor of Greenberg, and he'll be like, and he'll do it 3 times on the phone on the air. And he'll be like, yeah, and my home phone number is, and he gives out his number, his cell number. He's like, call me.
That's cute.
And real talk, he is the one politician. I could be working on a story that I just found something out. It'd be 2 a.m. I text him. He will text me back a statement in 10, 15 minutes so I can finish my story, literally.
But he's
So,
good people. He's good people.
I just wanted to shout him out, though. But that's what reminded me when you said I'm not afraid to give out my number.
No, I'm not.
So anything else you wanted people to know
I
about
just
you?
want to make sure that if the people want somebody who understands the needs of the people, I'm the candidate. People want somebody to represent seniors. I'm 63 years old. I'm that person. If they want a mother that has been fighting with PTA and me and Gail Baxter used to work very well together
Shout to
in
Gail
fighting
Baxter.
for the needs of the people, for the students in the city of Yonkers, then I'm your candidate. If you want to fight for the most diverse family, it's my family, I think, at this point, I'm your candidate. You want me to fight for children's rights, I'm your candidate. Education, and I want to say this because this is my statement, the only way we could end poverty is through education. It's the only equalizer. But the elected officials and the leaders in the communities and the ministers must all come together and understand that they are the mentors of these students and understand that this is the only way we could have, a great community, a stronger city, is by getting together and mentoring these students and making sure that they stay in school and get an education.
Call us, please hold. We have 2 callers. Who called first? Call 914-468. Caller. Please state your name and your purpose for calling. 914-468. That caller, please state your name and your purpose for calling.
Hi, this is Gail Baxter.
Just spoke you up. How you doing?
Yes, I just came in and I was dying to tune in on my Android. I have a question for my friend Carmen.
Yes, Gail.
Hi, Carmen. Congratulations. I'm glad you're running.
Thank
The
you.
one question that I have for all of the candidates in the 16th district is, what one thing do you believe has been neglected in the 16th district that you will pick up and run with?
one of the things that's been neglected in 16th district, it's having the community come as a whole, as a unified whole, to make sure that we make the correct decision when it involves the District 16. As you know, this district is it's sometimes divided, not for bad reasons, but the fact that some of them are churchgoers, some of them are political, some of them don't want to get involved. We need complete involvement of the entire district in order to make those changes. So we need to unify the district and make sure we understand what the problems are.
Well, the one thing that I can tell you, we've lived here long enough. I've been here 47 years. The reason why people basically do not show up, and I've talked to many people, if they don't believe anything, you might as well be talking fake news. And they only come out when an issue touches them personally. Right. But even beyond the community standing up, what one issue, because I was on Ken Jenkins about the spraying pool. I was on him, and every year. And I don't know how many other people bothered to contact him and say it was unacceptable. And I know he had to go back to the whole body. However, what one issue do you have in mind that you would take up immediately?
And before you answer that question, I have 3 callers on. We're talking to Gail right now. I asked the other 2 callers to mute your phone until it's your turn to speak, because I can hear all of your background noise. And it's interfering. So if the other 2 callers can mute your phone until it's your turn to talk, I greatly appreciate you. Go ahead.
Gail, as I was saying before, one of the issues is housing and the opioid epidemic. That's not an epidemic. It's been here all along.
Yes, there's not a lot of airplay on the opioid, and I am a member of the Civilian Police Academy Alumni Association, and that message is never brought up by the captains of the precinct, nothing. And the people who are in that alumni association, they don't see that as being a problem here in Yonkers.
Well, it is, and that's one of my.
That's a problem everywhere.
It's a problem everywhere through the county, and that is one of my number one issue that I will be picking up.
And then
okay, thanks, Carmen, and I'll be talking to you later in the week.
Thank you.
The people who said that that there's not a problem, those are the same people who are at the police relations, and including the Commissioner Gardner, is that his name?
Yeah.
Who said there's no racism in that department either. Yeah. So and race does not play a part on how they police. Okay. He's not the only commissioner. Every commissioner that I have talked to in Westchester, every police chief that I have talked to in Westchester, have all said there is no racism in their department, and race does not play a part.
Well, do you think they're gonna admit it?
Yeah, let me know how that worked out.
Caller number 2, 914. The first 3 numbers are 496. Please unmute your phone and state your name and your purpose for calling. 914, first 3 numbers, 964. Is Hector. Hector, are you on the line?
Yo.
Hey, sir, how are you?
I'm good. How's everyone doing out tonight?
Good. We could barely hear you.
What up, Hector?
Hi, Hector.
I'm good. I just want to give everybody a shout out. Miss Irene Renee, I love you. Do your thing, girl. I love you. I love you too. How's everyone doing?
Good.
My man Hector.
Big ups to Miss Irene.
Real quick, so
I'm trying to mute.
I'm
muting my laptop because I could hear the background.
Real quick, in 30 seconds or less, can you talk about the Stop and Shake in Mount Vernon and raising the fund, the need for raising money for it?
All right, so right now I'm raising funds in Mount Vernon to start and organize the program. There's been a lot of change around in the administration. Every time I get a key point person to work with, they're either fired or retired or quit. So I have, it kind of disorganizes my program. But I'm currently working strong with Sergeant Carpenter, Dave Clark, who has not let the program die out, constantly bring me out there. So the funds that I'm collecting now, we're going to get everything started for the new school year. We have a lot of good events coming in the next 2 weeks. I met with them last week, and we just put together some stuff. So Mount Vernon, we're about to hit it hard. They're definitely giving me a lot more leniency that I had in Yonkers, and we're going to basically run the program effectively to teach interpersonal communication, not only in the police department, but within the community. So that's I'm really looking forward to working with the community, the activists, and the business owners to just become more active in helping the community.
And what is it? GoFundMe? What is it? Is it a GoFundMe?
Yeah. We have a GoFundMe out right now. I'll share it on your page. It's you can find it on Hector Santiago, on my website, on Stop and Shake Facebook.
I donated this morning, Mr. Hector. Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, sir.
And I've seen Councilman Andre Wallace has been a big supporter.
Yep.
He sent it out on as an email blast on his whole email list to all his people.
He donated a good amount of money.
I must say he's definitely been. Andre Wallace was actually the first person from Mount Vernon to reach out to me. He's the one that brought me in and sat with me, and after that I sat with Richard Thomas, and then Richard Thomas changed my key point person. And but Andre Wallace definitely been on it. He constantly calls me. He helps me out with events. He lends me his venues. Anything he can do, because he really understands the importance of community building. Sometimes we do events and we don't even involve the cops. It's more just bringing the people together. The Stop and Shake overall is a social icebreaker for everyone and anyone. Even in the hood, I tell people, if you're not going to stop and shake a cop, I get it. I came from that lifestyle. But stop and shake the people calling the cops on you. The only reason they're calling the cops on you is because they can't speak to you personally. And that fear of that encounter, they call the cops. So he's definitely been helping me emphasize on that message and get it out there.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a joke. I think I told you this before. I forgot where I was. Seen a really, really, really sexy police officer in her uniform, and I was like, I don't know if they got stop and shake out here, but I just want to stop and shake. and that's how I started my conversation with her.
Right.
I was pushing up on her, but that's how I started my conversation.
That's what it's about.
I want to give
Miss Irene Renee and Glenn Butler, man. I love Miss Irene Renee. She's doing her thing. She's amazing. If you haven't copped her CD, get it. It'll have you on a spiritual journey. It'll have you cleaning your house, crying, and happy at the same time. I love her.
Thank you, Hector. I love him.
Do you have any comments for our candidate?
Word.
For Miss Carmen Goldberg, I would love to ask her, what type of things will she do, or advice that she has for people like myself, Laura Case, the Bravehearts, Yonkers Sanctuary Movement, to get bipartisan help without having to choose party? Because that's a lot of issues that we go through. People like us, we're working for individuals called class, race, and social economic background. However, it seems sometimes that we have to choose a party. If we choose people from the Republican Party, that makes us a Republican. If we choose people, and sometimes we just need everybody's help. You can't speak about racism without classism, which is the underbelly of the beast. And so when we tackle things like this, we kind of need the bipartisan help. So I would love to know, what advice will she have for people like us, and what things can she do to help people like us without obligating us to kind of pick a side or vote, and stuff like that.
Hector, you don't have to pick a side. You have to remember about the people, the people's need. Treat everybody with equality. Treat everybody like if they were the CEO of a company, no matter what they are, no matter what they do. Express, articulate your message. Make sure that they understand that it's for the better and for the benefit of the people. And you will never have to pick a side or pick a party or anything just to receive your help. You've done it with Stop and Shake. You know exactly how to reach the people.
Nice.
Make the movement. Make sure that people understand that you are honest. Honesty, integrity is the most, and that your word is what you really mean. And people will come to you.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you. I know that was a few questions. I've run into a few activists like myself, who a lot of youngsters who are trying to start things, they come up to me and just ask me, hey, how it's done, how, and a lot of times they run into issues where they feel like the candidate that potentially wants to help them is all because of the election year and stuff like that. So, I wanted to ask that question and get some answers. I know myself, I have a lot of support cross-class and race and a bunch of parties. I definitely myself have a bunch of parties helping me out. And ultimately, I don't care what people think, but I know that, I can only speak my truth, and my truth is a lot of people have reached out to me and supported me in a lot of different ways. So
and just
I definitely
remember
appreciate
that the people's needs can never be politicized, could never be politicized,
right.
because they are true needs. They're the needs of the people that we have to make sure that we face every day. And in order sometimes for these elected officials to see what you're talking about, they need to walk the walk that you walk and be on the shoes that you serve. And sometimes they can't see it because they're not involved, okay? They don't understand.
Right.
So always keep that in mind.
All right, thank you for that. I appreciate y'all. Y'all already know. Keep doing your thing. Miss Lorraine, you looking great. I see you.
What up, Hector?
Thanks for calling as always, Hector. Open door as always. When you got something to report, and we got the print paper coming out, so when you got something that you need to put in there to get the word out, just let us know.
Yes, I'm about to share that information right now about the newspaper. That's a big step, and I'm looking forward to that throughout Westchester.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
maybe Stop and Shake and put an ad. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, now that I'm out here, maybe we can find a sponsor to help me out with that. Definitely, for sure. I'm definitely down to put an ad
There
on
you
the
go.
Stop and Shake
There
and
you
get that,
go.
There you go.
However
Right.
you make it work, make it work.
That's what's up.
Hint, Ms. Goldberg. Hint.
Oh no, we already got her.
Yo, and I just want to say what's up to the people listening. Caitlin Gleason, I think I said Priscilla, Ken Bright, Rick Cowden, who else? Marilyn Pina, Dennis Nelson, Fred Wall, and I think Larry Garrett. I think I named everybody else. Thank y'all for tuning in. Any questions that you have for the candidate, please type into the box. And again, just one more time, website, how they can reach you,
What's the circumference of the district? What does it entail?
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good Yonkers question I would have thought of.
The district actually starts on South Broadway. It runs to Warburton Avenue. It runs to Cedar Lane, Tuckahoe, DeHaven. It is the most complicated district because the districts are drawn after the census. And I worked in the census for you, actually.
We all know how many people live in Yonkers because of Carmen.
So basically, what happened when they carved this district, they carved it like where I live on DeHaven Drive, it's so dry. How come two buildings belong to Gorton Burroughs on the same drive, on the same street? This is the way it's carved, but it's usually 1/3 white, 1/3 African American, and 1/3 Hispanic. Okay, that's the way that.
You said Tuckahoe Road right here? How close does it come to?
Actually, parts of Tuckahoe, right
Oh.
on Tuckahoe, right.
Okay.
And Rossiter.
And right behind here, a couple of blocks right behind us, too.
So it's a complicated district.
It's a very
But you're
complicated
gonna
district.
take
It was butchered.
But I will.
There you
I
go.
promise you that.
So it's not complicated.
And I'm promising it
Not
for
complicated.
every mother's child and every grandmother's
Right.
grandchild.
So the complication will not be
No.
more.
It will not.
All right.
Listen to Max.
And then we did the phone number. Did we just do that again?
Yes, 914-804-8903.
And your website and your.
Website is YonkersForGomezGoldberg.com, and the Facebook page is Elect Carmen Gomez Goldberg.
Yes.
Thank you for coming through. We wish you the best. Hopefully, I don't know if it's possible, Lorraine.
Yes,
we
sir.
can get as many of y'all on here together, and maybe have y'all, in a little mock debate.
All
type
four of them?
Yeah, if that's possible, like a little mock
I'll work
debate.
on it.
I would love to do that.
Will you come back for that, Carmen?
Absolutely.
Okay, we already got one.
Okay.
I'm not scared of nothing.
'Cause, once everybody gets a chance to talk,
She's gonna be an
once
hour
everybody
early.
once everybody gets a chance to talk separately, if we can get y'all all
Before the
together.
primary, yeah.
Because when it's funny because you find one, it's a debate, or you get to make your point, but most candidates you'll be like, well, this one,
Yo,
this
that's
one,
gonna be
this
fire,
one, this
though.
one, and it's hard to throw shade on someone when they're sitting right next to you.
But
And
that's
if
gonna
you're
be
what you're-
fire,
If what
though.
you're saying is not
Oh,
true,
man,
you know what I'm
oh,
saying?
man,
It's,
oh, man.
it's a little harder to throw the shade. Yeah, when it's, when the person calls you out, then yeah. So
Well, we also learned from the national, actually, from the national election that debates what ill matter doesn't work. Because then the wrong candidate gets elected. Just saying.
okay.
Read between the lines.
What's wrong with Trump now? No, I'm just kidding. No, I am not a Trump fan. I am not a Trump fan. I'm just kidding. I just want to mess with AJ a little bit.
So, Miss Irene Renee, I've heard so much about you. I have to tell you,
She's got beautiful eyes.
Definitely. This gentleman here definitely supports you. He up when you gonna get on the show? When you gonna get on Black Westchester? When you gonna get on the show? We'll be having a regular show. He'll be taping. When you gonna get on the show? So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the last minute, but I do always applaud. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like somebody who didn't get a chance to play yet. They're on the bench. You know what I'm saying? But they usually get upset because they're on the bench. But then you know what I'm saying? But they get their time to get into the game, and they're there. Like everybody else, like, oh, I got to get ready. No, they there, bang, and then they shine. So I would always give props to that because in this game, you got to kind of always be ready to jump. Opportunity when it's opportunity. So for those who do not know you, who are you?
Singer-songwriter. I released my debut album in 2013. And so from there, I've been on the grind and been hustling with Mr. Glenn Butler over there. He's been all over Facebook and
Yes, absolutely.
Twitter and a little bit of Instagram, right? And so we just released our second album on June 30th. We've released 5 music videos. Thank you so much. So we're out promoting it now. And I have a little gift for you, which is a CD. Also, one of the songs that's near and dear to my heart, which I know you guys have probably covered the content extensively, is a song called No Justice, No Peace.
Okay.
This shirt I designed.
Oh, okay.
And it has No Justice, No Peace on the back.
Oh, that's what's up.
So the front has my lyrics concerning Trayvon Martin,
Wow.
Eric
That's
Garner, Tamir, and Sandra Bland. So I'm bringing this to you.
Okay, thank you.
Wish I had more to bring to everybody,
Now, where can we get them?
Well, I'm wearing mine. So just let me know. I didn't put it on my website yet. My website is being rebuilt. So I have merchandise, T-shirts, and this T-shirt primarily. So you can just let me know.
Okay.
Just let me know, and I'll get it to you.
So you deal with, in the civil rights. We talked about this earlier. Me and Dr. Bob in the civil rights movement. There have always been the artists who have played a crucial role.
Absolutely.
Harry Belafonte, with
Yes.
Martin Luther King, and several people. James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud, and you know what I'm saying. It was just like some of them were even the soundtrack of the movement.
Right.
People, for there to be a movement, for there to be a revolution, it takes all. It takes the kind of stuff we're doing.
Yeah.
It takes the artists, whether it's songwriters, movie producers,
Absolutely.
documentary.
Yes,
all
absolutely.
Writers.
The arts.
The
all
arts,
of it,
because the
yeah,
arts
yeah.
have always been a crucial part
Right.
of change.
Right,
So
right.
and I hear you with the shirt and stuff.
Yeah.
Can we expect? Now I haven't heard your music other than that 1 or 2 songs.
Okay.
But I've seen you enough that I feel like I know you already.
Okay.
Because I've seen you enough pictures, and you've come across my desk several times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Do you is that a big part of your music?
So as a writer, right, I write all my songs, and I'm in tune to, of course, my personal experiences and things that go on in the world. So I'm paying attention, and if it moves me, then it's probably going to wind up in a song. And No Justice, No Peace was one of those messages that I want to get out to the world, that this earth is here to share, right? That's one of my lyrics. And so I want people to get along, and so that's I had to get that out there, and so that's the last track on the album.
Okay.
So yeah.
And it's funny because when we had Atlantic Star here, one of the things Wayne was talking about was working with new songwriters, and he was like, to the point that he almost wanted to challenge them and offer them $1,000 if they can write 10 songs that don't have to deal with the sexy chick, the drugs, guns, or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
And he hasn't found a challenge. He hasn't found no one to take it yet.
Where's the challenge? Because I will take him on that, right? No, because that's how I approach my music, right? Like we have to play level the playing field as far as what you hear, right? So not to say that there isn't a place for the drop it like it's hot and pop that thing and speaking to the women and talking real sexy to the men. But there's also a place for that balance, like the India Aries, the Jill Scott. Well, Jill Scott will bring you both, right? You know what I'm saying? She's very creative with how she brings her music. But even, stuff back in the 70s and the 80s, they talked about those things. It was just delivered a different kind of way and how that sexy stuff was talked about. But I am conscious when I'm writing is that I want to balance the playing field and give you stuff that is going to be, spiritually edifying. You know what I mean?
And two things in the I'm from the golden era of hip hop, which they consider 86 to maybe 95.
Okay.
I was an artist in 88. People will say, "Oh, we didn't have that kind of music back then." Yes, the hell we did.
Absolutely.
But the difference is though. The difference is while I was fighting the power with PE, I was saying fuck the police with NWA, while Biz was picking his boogers and Kid and Play was house partying all over the place, and someone was being silly, and we had Luke.
You went down
You
with
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We had Luke and we had Too Short.
Absolutely.
But you had the Ghetto Boys, and you had an array of you dealt with everything. You had whenever I felt like fight the power, there was plenty of that.
Yeah.
When I felt like some old real gully, whatever, rap, there was plenty of that. When I felt in the Luke mood, the Too Short movie, there was plenty of that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But you had a choice. And then talking about the new songwriters now, like the kids don't see anything and they don't read anything. And, if all you watch is reality TV and those kind of programs, and the only thing you're reading is whatever magazine, you can't delve into, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though we wasn't a political group, my group, and we wasn't them, but we always talked about Langston Hughes. We always threw the lyrics of, with the names in there, even if it made you like, yo, who's that? And they had to go look it up. You know what I'm saying? We always, threw some names in there, and you had that, but I had to have read Langston Hughes to be able to speak on who he was. I had to have read the Amsterdam News and some of those things to speak on some of the black issues that are not in the Daily News and everything else. You had to have experience on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's the biggest difference with our youth. They're not experiencing anything. They don't read anything. If your full thing is certain movies, video games, and like we just said, that's what you're going to write about.
Right.
Because that's all you know. That's all you digest.
Right.
And that's by design because I talked to a lot of people that are musicians that were like playing an instrument in school saved their life.
Oh wow!
People like Kenny G, and like a lot of people, it was playing an instrument that made him keep coming to school.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Now they cut the instrument, they cut the music programs, they cut the art programs, they cut these by design because our people sometimes we receive things differently. You know what I'm saying? And, we're artistic and spiritual, and so it's by design. So then you just leave the junk in.
Yeah.
And
unfortunately,
that's what they talk about, and then you reward them for the ones with the most ignorant portrayal on a reality show gets the next season, He gets their own show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's not reality.
oh yeah, there's not reality
But
about it.
you have to keep it real. You got some of age that's.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You need to be shamed on yourself. You know, because that's what they emulate, right? So you get these young kids, and you get older people doing not the right thing on television because of the money. And I was looking at something. I'm not going to say any names, but it was just the whole attire was just off. And I'm talking about these are people that are senior to me, and I'm a woman of a certain age. And I'm like, the bling bling mindset, it's not limited to age. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have us,
real talk,
you know what I'm
young basketball players' mamas. Allen
Right.
Iverson's mama. There's a couple people's mamas.
My
came out
mama
there
used to be like that.
Yeah. Like,
oh my God!
Yeah.
So when you look at
It's complete
who's
nonsense.
paving the way,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? We got to take some responsibility for that. And I'm like, so for me, as a writer, right, as a person, like I just posted a new promo ad, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, I look at my competition. I had on a suit jacket. Something fashion, as far as my pants are concerned, some fly shoes. Somebody said it was fire. You know what I'm saying? But I'm covered up. Like, I was looking at the picture, I'm like, well, I look a little hot, like I'm hot. Like, not hot and sexy hot, but, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of
but
clothes
I'm sure
on.
you did too.
You know what I'm saying? But so my point is that, we get caught up in the image. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up in the sex appeal, and we got to do that, and we got to compete with a lot of things, and you got kids mimicking that, right? You got older adults feeling that they have to be a part of that culture in order to succeed, right? And so I try to talk the talk and walk the walk in my lyrics and my appearance. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I have to sell sex in order to sell a CD.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I am going to walk that walk for me. My integrity, right? And I hope that I can, hopefully show other people that are trying to break into a very tough
That's a role
industry to have the confidence to say, you know what, I don't have to show cleavage every time I take a picture in order to sell a CD. I don't have to inject my butt in order to sell a CD. You know what I'm saying? So that's the walk that I'm trying to be true to and true to myself. You know what I'm saying?
reality
and let me just say something to these sisters out there. Yo, real talk, yo. Oh, can you knock on that door? I need to do Cruz. Tell him I need him. If you want to marry me, you might have to wait though. To the sisters out there, yo, having 3/4 of cloth on sometimes is sexy. Sometimes, yo, there's sexy where there's nothing being revealed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like,
That's the
absolutely.
sexiest of them all.
Yeah.
Like, and it
Right.
leaves
Yes.
something to the imagination.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's
Right.
like, yo, there's a certain sexuality with that. There's a certain sensuality
Yeah.
with that.
Right.
You don't have to show it all.
Right.
You don't have to. I don't want to see
But
it
that
all.
comes with a
I
certain
don't wanna
level of
see it all
maturity,
walking-
too.
I don't want to see it all walking down the
Right.
street. I don't need
Right.
to see that. Ain't nothing for me to. I ain't gotta look no more. I ain't gotta call you in for nothing else.
You say you got it all. And then why buy the cow when you get the milk for free, right?
So sometimes, I've always liked that look. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Method Man said, showing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off.
Oh,
You know what I'm
wow.
saying?
Say that again?
Showing 3/4 of cloth, never showing your stuff off.
All right. I like
And
that.
the
Now
record-
I'm
the record-
coming-
the
I'm
record
coming
with
here
him
with
and
a
Mary
turtleneck
J,
next time.
You're All I Need.
Who's that?
Method Man with
Method Man.
the
Okay.
record with Mary J, You're All I Need.
Okay.
That's what he's
Right,
saying,
right.
yeah.
Okay. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm like, that's kind of hot, like, but that's like the long skirts, the
Yeah.
long dresses that come
Right.
down.
Right.
There's a section.
So where do you think that mentality comes from? You think it's what drives that?
Yeah, I need your MP3.
So for just to play the song.
The instrumental? Do you have an instrumental of the MP3 so you can sing? Because we want you to sing. We,
wonderful.
we have singers come on, we want them to sing. Rappers, we make them rap. Spoken word, we make them spit. That's what we do here. We gotta, we gotta show the true artistry.
Beautiful.
While we're waiting on that, can I make an announcement real quick? Because something popped up, and I think is very important as far as people in Yonkers is concerned. There's a woman by the name of Helen Boylan, known her over 25 years. She's a community activist. She's gone missing. Yonkers Police Department, her family are looking all over the place for her. A dog picked up her scent in the woods, but they don't know whether or not it's anything new or a couple of days old. But her name is Helen Boylan. She's white, 5'4", 69 years old, salt and pepper hair, weighs 150 pounds, and has these beautiful green eyes. If anyone, she's got short hair, by the way, short salt and pepper hair. Please be on the lookout for her, or go to Yonkers Police Department, Youth Crime Unit's Facebook page or Yonkers Police page, and look at her picture and possibly, pass around some flyers if you can. This woman is very much loved. I'm very concerned about her, and I'm sure her family is as well. And I'm just praying that she gets home quickly.
Can you share the link of that into the video? I mean, the comment section on the video, so people can click on it and see.
Like I know how to do that.
Oh, okay.
What's the track name?
Which one do you have up there? Can I come
This
around
one
there?
says random performance track.
Okay, so we're playing.
Can I say something to
Yes,
Cynthia while
yes,
we wait?
yes.
So Willie Colon is a Grammy Award artist, and he produced one CD one time, was called El Malo. And he got a lot of, like, El Malo means the bad one, right? So he got a lot of things from the community criticizing it. And I was sitting in the room, and he said, and I asked him, I said, so why did you produce the CD named El Malo? I never forget this.
And if you got another one you want to sing,
When he stated, when you can't put it into words, put it in music.
Right.
So I just wanted to share
That makes
for
sense.
what she said. Yeah.
that's what, music is that. Music for me was always the soundtrack. There's for everything that's going on. There's a song. As far as I'm concerned, like this. Why is the video not on my page?
It's on that one photo.
Okay. For every moment in life, for me there's always a song. Like if there's a certain song comes on, it will take me back to a point in my life.
A theme for everything, right?
Sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
The girl I was in crazy over here love. Something that happened. My heart broke. Something.
Dates you.
Yeah. So music has good music. Yes. Good music has that way of doing that.
Stays with you forever.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And even like you can hear certain Curtis Mayfield joints, and you can remember that era. If you remember that era of the '70s,
You remember the old house party
or you
with the
remember,
family.
or you remember like the scenes in Superfly or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it just, yeah. So we're going to get, as you see, we're live radio, trying to work a few things out. We're going to have this young lady sing for us. And
Okay, so I've been nursing a sore throat, so
Okay.
you put me on the spot.
Hey,
But I carry my flash drives with me, so you caught me, so I couldn't lie. You know what
I
I'm saying?
had this conversation with him last night. So.
She's a true artist. See?
Well, in the
She's
meantime-
a true
No,
artist,
I'm
ready
a-
to perform at any given
Nah,
time.
I'm gonna leave those flash drives at home from now on.
In the meantime, I want to give shout out to Christopher Wan, one of the founders of Two Live Crew. He passed away last week.
Oh,
Much
yeah,
love.
heard.
Like I just thought about it because AJ was talking about the different type of rap music, and Two Live Crew at that point was raw.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
they definitely brought us.
They a whole different level.
There's a whole lot of memories. Bring
Yes.
back.
So nothing but love for the Christopher Wong and the Two Live Crew family. Just want to show out some respect. Rest in peace, brother.
Yes, rest in peace.
It's the only show you can hear about some Two Live Crew
That's right.
and some politics and some
Right.
have a political candidate on.
Right. That's a nice mix, though.
So, would you like to set up your song?
Okay.
This is I forgive, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to hear that one, right?
Yes.
This is just for you, right?
Absolutely.
And about 1.7 million other people. That's it.
I would love.
then
I
no
would love.
pressure.
I would really love to say those are our numbers. Like, no, let me just put it. We had 1.7. You wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. I'm doing some Kanye. You can't tell me nothing.
All right. So you want me to set it up? So, as I stated before, my songs are personal experiences. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's still near and dear and, kind of fresh. You know what I mean? Like, someone said, why are your songs so sad? And I thought about that today, and this actually happened today. This song is not a sad song. It's a song that's actually a liberating song.
Okay.
It was
Did you see that
liberation.
when you watched
Like
the
a
video?
revival.
Yeah.
Did you see that when you watched the video?
Yeah. It's
Like,
cathartic.
Yeah.
It's like, I was hurt really bad, and then I got through it, and then I was able to be in a true place of forgiveness.
Right.
So, I'm gonna leave it at that because it'll have me tearing up. There's certain parts of the song it's like, oh my God, am I gonna make it through? So okay,
She
so
sings
we're
with
gonna
passion.
try. Yeah.
We all need some
trying.
tissue?
Started right
I
now,
started
right?
already.
All right, we're ready when you are.
All right. Can't turn up a little.
When we met, I thought it was forever. Never knew the hurt you would put me through. It's no secret, you broke and left my heart in many pieces. Yeah. I tried to keep all this pain inside. Unsuccessful, many strangers saw me cry. But a praying mama, I finally made it through. Ooh. It was a long, hard road I traveled to heal my heart, to heal my heart. Forgive me when I say I forgive you. 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 Hey, don't wish no ill on you. Don't wish no ill on you. 'Cause I forgive you. Don't wanna be mad no more, and I don't wanna be angry no more. You found a new love, and I hope that she's all that you prayed for. It was a long, hard road I traveled to heal my heart, to heal my heart. When I say I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Baby. Don't wish no ill on you. Don't wish no ill. 'Cause I forgive you. I sealed it in my heart and walked away. The promise of a brand new day. Cleanse my soul of hurt and shame. In return, peace I gain. Walking a new path of sweeter days. Refuse to live in those dark days. Feel the cries and fits you rage. Thank God I found me again. I found me again. Oh, no more
talking about.
I wish I had a voice like that. That was beautiful. Amazing. Carmen got goosebumps.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
That's
thank
what's
you,
up.
thank you,
That's
thank
what's
you,
up.
thank
That's
you,
what's
thank
up.
you, thank you.
That's
I hope it came
Beautiful.
through okay.
Thank you for sharing that with us. That was
Okay,
awesome.
listen,
Listen, she tried to talk about her throat.
I was
The
what
problem
did
with
you
her
say?
throat.
No, I mean, you couldn't hear that. Look, you know, they crack is whack. You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about
But you know what?
opioids in here, and
But
they
you know
crack
what?
is whack,
But
right?
you-
Nothing there but
But
greatness.
you know what though? You can always tell. I could always tell. Like even in church, you know, the pastor asked the dude, "Yo, can you play the organ?" He was like, "Yeah, a little something." That's the dude you gotta watch out for. The dude that be like, "Oh, I gets down." That's not the dude.
Right.
But you know, I touch it a few times. You play pool before? Once in a while. It's been a while. That's the dude you gotta watch out for.
The humble one.
Yeah.
So I had to do a preemptive strike. It didn't work.
Oh, okay. Y'all don't hear my voice cracking?
No.
It was amazing.
Oh, Lord.
Amazing.
I can tell you though, you
Spectacular.
can feel the emotion.
Yes.
Yes.
You can feel like that's your song. You own it. That came from somewhere. Like you can tell that.
That was deep. That was deep.
Thank you.
And it's like, you know, that's what music's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You know, to articulate whatever emotions. Like I always say, like there's a group, there's a whole generation of young girls and women who grew up with Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she was their voice. You know what I'm saying? Like they felt they went through it with her. You know?
Right. Yes.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Like, you know, then she was happy. And her fans were like, "Well, damn, I wish she'd go through some shit again." Do you find that, you know, when you try to go a different lane, your fans they won't let you move on, or you know?
No, not really. The
I mean,
first song
that's not your whole, you know, like.
No, I keep it. I try to mix it up. You know what I'm saying? Because life is not all bad. You know what I'm saying? So this was so on my first album, 3 songs that I kind of pushed. So the content, Feeling Good was the first one. So that's, you know, feeling good, right? And the reason why I wrote that song was I did some substitute teaching in Yonkers Public Schools, and there was a little 4-year-old boy. I was covering the class, and the teacher left some work, right? And so I was distributing it to the class, and then so this little 4-year-old boy looked up at me and said, "I'm not doing that." And I was like, wow, 4 years old, you know, and you coming at, you know what I'm saying? I'm like a big girl, you know, I'm like, how you gonna talk to me like that, you know? So I went home and I thought about that, and I was like, well, what if we as adults treated life like that? Because life is menacing, you know what I'm saying? When it comes at you, sometimes it comes at you hard. And so what if we stood up to life and said, you know, I'm not doing that, you know what I'm saying? So it was like that Feeling Good was born out of that. So that was a happy song, an encouraging song, so I came out with that. So the people that started to follow me got introduced to that song first, and then I started to push a song called Pick Up the Phone. Now that was, you know, one of those. Oh, baby, please, baby, please. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, I'm lonely at 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So they got that, and then they got Gonna Be Gone, which is a song that's like kind of giving the dude a warning, like, you know, I ain't gone yet, but if you keep on pushing my buttons, then I'm gonna have to be gonna be gone. Right, and so then, right, and then, so another song that was a feel-good song was "I Love It," right, and "I Love It" was one of those songs written from all right, you hurt my heart, you know, you had me broken, but now guess what? I like being by myself, so don't disturb my peace, right? And so,
you know what? And I'm actually there.
You like that?
I mean, I got divorced, and I really missed that. You know, body on the other side of the bed, the whole cuddling, all that things I never thought I'd ever miss. You know?
Right.
But it got to the point now, you know what? You know, I've heard from the person, I'm comfortable being by myself now.
Right.
And then you know what? And then I realized, yo, when you're comfortable being alone with you and just God, you make decisions off of love and not loneliness.
Right, absolutely. Right. I have a lyric in there that says, "Don't get it twisted, being alone don't equal lonely." I'm using Ebonics, but being alone, don't get it twisted. Just because I am not in a relationship doesn't mean that I'm lonely. And I learned that, right? And so I was grateful for that experience. So, you know, all my songs are like kind of messages, you know, to people that are going through that. If you're, just because you don't have a ring on your finger or in a relationship, you gotta learn to love yourself. You gotta learn to be in your own company, because you know, then you start to learn, I'm not gonna compromise on my peace.
Right, because
Yeah.
peace of mind became the most important thing. And I told somebody I was dating before, I was like, you know what? And anything that they got to be terminated.
Right. With the quickness.
Peace of mind is like the most important thing right now.
Right, you start to like become a warrior when you're protecting your peace.
Yeah.
You start all the BS. Yes. You don't have time for it. What the lady say? I ain't got time for that. Right? You know, so you get to, after those experiences, you can stand in your knowing. Well, you stand in it and operate from that.
I'm coming to the close of the show, but I want to ask you a question. What song, past, present, whatever, that you wish that you had wrote?
That I wish that I had written? Ooh.
That's a good question.
That's a good one, right?
Because I know, like, I was a rapper.
I will survive.
I've heard some joints that be like, yo, I wish I wrote that. like, some stuff by Kane and stuff. Be like, yo, that was hot. I wish I said that. Like,
wow, you just that just blew me away, because I'm like, would the reason be because it's profound lyrically, or because it made a lot of money?
No,
and it's still around. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it could be that. It could be that, but I meant what it meant to you. Like, you heard that and you was like, yo, that was.
He meant the lyrically part.
That was just like you as an artist. As an artist, you heard that and you was like, yo, damn, that was. I wish I wrote that. Like, you know.
Oh my goodness, there is. Let me off the hook.
Okay.
I am just gonna give you artists that I love, as far as like whoever wrote their material. Like, I don't keep up with who was the absolute writer of this, but I'm amazed by Jill Scott and her delivery and the content that she brings. Now, some of it is a little like, you know, I'm like, oh, Jill, you said that? Ooh. But I still love her. Whoever her writers are, she's in there and she's writing her stuff along with some people. She's prolific. India Ari, definitely. I just her growth over the years, everything that she's written, I absolutely love. And to see her, you know, joining forces with Oprah from that spiritual level, I have, you know, I tip my hat to her, India Ari. Stevie Wonder, like, you know,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Ooh, Stevie Wonder, Blame It on the Sun. If you listen to that song, I've loved that for like ever. He's just phenomenal as far as the writing is concerned.
Well, let me switch lanes real quick too. Dead or alive, artists that you would love to work with?
Ooh, dead or alive, artists that I would love to work with. Luther comes to mind. Phyllis Hyman, she was a force
I used to
be
love.
reckoned with.
My mother had the album that folded in half, and it was like the other side was just the long legs. That was my first crush on legs. Like, I was a leg man because of that album.
Yes. She's you know, and you know, he gets a lot of credit, and I probably don't even have to mention his name. But when I go back, you know, his stuff has been out there for a long time. But when I go back and listen to his lyrics and where he was, I'm trying to figure out the emotion behind some writing. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's like the story. Like, there's this lady out who says that she's Annie, right? She was like, oh Lord, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But you know, just sometimes I'm wondering, are they coded? Like, is he trying to tell people certain things as, like, you know, like he's trying to give us these messages, and they come out in pop tunes and we're dancing and all happy, but he's got like this secret message that he's trying to get to the world. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the spaceships are coming.
Especially the ending years. That's what led to his death. If you listen to like the last video, it had all the religious symbols.
Oh, is that right?
Throughout going through on the tree, going to the behind. Like, he's like one God, one world, one.
Yes.
That's a dangerous message.
Yes. Okay.
And you know, there's some other songs that led to that. That you listen, if you really listen to the lyrics and stuff.
Right.
You're like, yo, Mike was
deep. Right. That, on the anniversary of his death. My mom was here and she was in a hotel room, and so I was forced to sit there in front of the TV, right, and look at all of his old videos, and I'm like, you know, wow, this man's brain was
Earlier
awesome.
Earlier on.
Right?
Yep.
That's what
Everything,
he wants
there
from
is
five.
something
From
in there that you can
From
get.
5,
Yes.
he knew what he wanted.
Yes.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I tip my hat to anybody that comes to the game that right, just to get into one line of a song, right? You can get a whole different message, and then you listen to it again, you get something else. So I'm in awe of that process, and so I'm trying to live it and deliver it, and hopefully people will be able to speak of my work one day.
What do you hope people get from this new project?
Liberation, understanding, hope, peace. The I Forgive You song, that was a message. Like that not only was that my experience personally in a relationship, that was friends of mine who went through that pain. It was seeing my mother go through
People
that
relate
pain,
to it.
seeing my brothers go
Yeah.
through that pain, and what the women brought to the table to bring that pain.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I want people from that song and from the entire project is to listen to the lyrics. Right? Be delivered. You know what I'm saying? Let's get beyond this hate and this bickering and this chaos, and let's get to a place of true peace and happiness. That's ultimately where I want to be. Somebody asked me, what do you hope for your life or whatever, and I'm like, it's a cliche, but world peace. Something as simple as that, right? Like, because when there's not peace, what do you have? Chaos.
Right.
And we are experiencing some chaos.
I said music goes in cycles.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying the last time we had a white man stand in front of this country and say he was going to make America great, Ronald Reagan, it birthed Public Enemy and all of that movement.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
I believe we're going back there, and you're starting to see pieces of that again, because that's what comes out of that. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
We
That
can't
opposition.
have that lyrics that we have now. They don't. Everything goes in a cycle. And it's, I think we're about to get pushback from all levels, not just hip hop. From
all angles, right?
Where can people see you? Any shows coming up?
Yeah, so I am actually putting together some, calling it the Ubiquitous Soul Wine and Sign Tour. So dates are being put together now. It's going to be on the updated website. Right now you'll see the old content of my website, but hopefully within a week you'll see the new website, new dates. Until then, you can always hit me up on my Facebook page. It's Miss Irene Renee music page. You could friend me. I still have room. Glenn doesn't have any room on his friend. I'm not as popular as Glenn. But you can reach me in social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Email me, and I'll let you know where I will be.
I'm only popular because of her anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Yes, that's my my music page, absolutely. So scroll down a little bit. I want to show you that picture that I was talking about today. Go further down. Yeah, right there. So I was like, okay, I got the compliments for the shoe, and I was like, I don't feel like I need to show.
You're beautiful.
All my body parts, right? So,
I like it.
Beautiful.
You like it?
Beautiful.
I like it too. I like it. But when I looked at somebody's video today, and I'm like, wow, I'm competing with that. I mean, like they had like this bodice suit and these. But
you're not taking that home to mom.
Right.
That's how I look at things. All
that's the one night play.
Yeah.
These pictures are dope.
Yeah, they are. They're good.
You mentioned the website. How can you buy the music? Anything?
I'm on. So there are 5 music videos out there on YouTube. Right now, if you go to my website, you'll see them. They're all lined up for you.
That's what I watched. It's a watch video, and that's all. I forgive you.
Yeah. So they're there. So I'm everywhere. YouTube. You can get all the videos there. You can go on my website and get all the videos. Trying to think of. That's about it. So I say everywhere, but not really. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, website.
Footprint.
Well,
TV.
yeah, you get the video still on my website. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's definitely been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we definitely got to do more on you.
Awesome.
And there's a couple of scenes of the video. Real quick.
Oh, she got to come back and sing.
This is the video she just sang. Yeah.
When her voice is better.
I know.
Quote unquote. When her voice is better.
I ain't set myself up now. I better, right? Step up my game, right?
The reason I'm playing it, the reason I'm playing it without the music, real quick. Sometimes Facebook Live.
You are beautiful, by the way.
Absolutely,
Beautiful.
I second that. Absolutely. Sometimes Facebook Live will cut off the stream if you play somebody.
Oh, right.
You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah. The copyright
maybe
stuff.
I can show a piece of that without them doing that. So that's why I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
We definitely want to feature you in the newspaper, in the entertainment section. Definitely, I look forward to that, and I look forward, any shows, anything. Let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm open.
I'm gonna pop this in as soon as I get in the house.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Let me know what you think.
Absolutely.
We love.
Any last words, Glenn?
The man, a few words.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Lorraine?
I got to plug Latino Empowerment and Yanka's Voice.
Okay. Last words?
Thank you so much for having me here. I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much, really, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for bringing a voice to the people and all you do.
And I have to say, this is a politician that didn't leave after her segment. All right? This is a politician that stood around the stage with the whole show. So that's big ups right there.
Right.
This show does that to people.
I love Matt.
When we first started out, nobody knew who we were. We had Andrea Stewart Cousins on. Her people were like, she'll be there at 6, but she can only be 20 minutes, and she has to be out. 30 minutes in, she kicked off her shoes. She was like, we had 15 minutes left. She was like, how long is the show? She said, it's only 50. Oh, yeah, I'm good. She stayed. She didn't want to leave. Like, she was.
Let me say this about Andrea. I sent her an invitation to my CD release reception, which was held 2 weeks ago, and she was there.
Oh,
Andrea
wow.
Stewart Cousins,
she's everywhere.
She is
She's
everywhere.
good.
She
She's
supports the
good
community. So I love her. You're not going to see her just at election time. You're going to see her throughout the community supporting, right? So.
And as far as, and I can't tell you who to vote for, but the people that you see, even when they're not running,
that's right.
Those are the people.
That's right.
That, you know what I'm saying?
Like Ken.
You want to give a second look to.
Yeah, you want to
know
give
what I'm saying?
The ones that come to your church when they're not running, they come to your church even if they lost, and they still come. They still worship with you, or they're not even running or anything, and they're there. Those are the people that's how you got to look at. We got to stop selling our vote short. I just want to say that real quick. We ran out of time, but we got to stop selling our vote short. We just got to stop voting for people because they belong to a certain party. Like I said, county executive, we can't vote for people because they're from Mount Vernon or because they're black. You know what I'm saying? We got to, whatever the best person is.
Yeah, we got to vote for Rob.
We got to vote for, okay. So with that, she might not be, if you don't see her next week, you know why. So, no.
I'm playing with you.
Yeah, no. But I just wanted to say, we really got to take our vote serious. We got to take these times.
Yeah, that's true.
And we got to investigate and look into who these politicians are beyond what they say. Look at what they do, what they've done, and that's it. And then hopefully, shows like this and Black Westchester, we help y'all make a little more of a educated and informed decision. Because people just vote to vote. Like do you know, no disrespect to Richard Thomas, and not just him, because it happened with Jamal Bailey too. Right? What's his name? Jamal, the senator that won roof spot. Is it Bailey? Jamal Bailey? Anyway, both of them, him and Richard Thomas, both of them in the last 2 elections, women were like, "Oh my God, he looks so good," and that's why they voted for him. Like, I'm not saying that, neither one of them, don't have, but I'm just saying, like, that's not a good look. That's not a good reason to vote for somebody, because they look good. Like Richard Thomas, I worked in his campaign. There were girls who would walk by the campaign office, and they would look to see if he's there, and he'd say no. And you see these girls walking by every half an hour and a half an hour, look at that. I'm talking about not just 20-year-old girls. There was some 30-year-old women, 40. Yeah.
Well, I know.
Yeah. So anyway, we have to be more smart about our vote, and we have to learn, more importantly, to vote in blocks. If we can get that together, like every other group of people votes in a block, people don't have to see us. They vote. They do what they want to do. Every other group, Jewish people, seniors, they have to see them, and you have to. That whole group will vote. As Hispanics are even getting it. Blacks just ain't get it yet. You know what I'm saying? They vote in a block. You know, we all gonna vote for you, or we all ain't gonna vote for you. You know what I'm saying? So once you do that, you have power, and the candidate has to come to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
they don't have to go. They don't have to go
yeah.
around you. That's why they go to the big churches, because the churches have that. The pastor has that influence, and there's a lot of chances they vote in a block. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but anyway, that's enough of that. You could have been doing anything else, but you decided to ride with us, and we greatly appreciate it. This is Black Westchester presents the People Before Politics radio show every Sunday night, 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com. Until next week, when we'll have on.
We're going to have Christopher Johnson.
Okay. Till next week, we'll have Christopher Johnson. Peace.
Peace.
And look out for Black Westchester, the newspaper, August 1st.
Yes, get ads.
2 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. Any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You and I have never seen democracy. All we've seen is hypocrisy. When we open our eyes today and look around America, we see America not through the eyes of someone who has enjoyed the fruits of Americanism. We see America through the eyes of someone who has been the victim of Americanism. We don't see any American dream. We've experienced only the American nightmare. We haven't benefited from America's democracy. We've only suffered from America's hypocrisy. And the generation that's coming up now can see it and are not afraid to say it. 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 And are not afraid to say it.